Luke Laird is one of Nashville's hottest songwriters. After plenty of #1 hits under his belt, he really feels like he is just now hitting his stride. Lynn sat down with Luke to talk about his career and what it's taken for him to succeed.
I'm here with one of my favorite songwriters in Nashville, Mr. Luke Laird. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you.
I mean, this is so fun. Songwriter of the Year for BMI's 2012.
Yeah, I feel so blessed. I mean, just to get to make music, you know, every day. I tell my wife, like, I can't believe I actually get to wake up and do this for a living. So, yeah, it's really cool.
So fun. So let's talk a little bit, because how long have you been in Nashville? You moved from Pennsylvania, and I saw somewhere you were a tour manager at first. Was that your first gig?
Well, that's putting it nicely. I was actually the assistant to the tour manager, so for Brooks and Dunn.
Okay.
So I did that before I was actually got signed as a songwriter. So that was in like 2001, 2002. And when we come off the road, I would just take meetings with publishers until I got offered a publishing deal. So I've been doing this, I guess, professionally for about 10 years.
Wow, 10 years. And for us, it's kind of like overnight success, because all of a sudden we see, you know, song written. If you watch like the videos on TV, it's Luke Laird, your name just pops up, 10 #1s.
Yeah, you know, it's really crazy. I mean, I had my first cut in 2005. I had my first single, I think, in 2007. So really, anybody that's known anything about me has really just been in the last, 5 or 6 years.
And what would you say, like, was the pivoting point where you're like, okay, wow, you see the money coming, or when you define success for you as a songwriter, what song did you go, wow, I'm kind of here?
You know, probably like my first single, like there's always different stages of like success. And for the first few years of a publishing deal, you're just trying to, hopefully my publisher will pick me up for another year. So it's always that holding my breath, hoping I can continue to do this for another year and not have to go out and, put out applications. But in 2007, whenever Carrie Underwood recorded So Small, and it was her first single off the Carnival Ride album, then that was another stepping stone. I felt like, okay, I think I can do this, And Carrie was really the first big artist who really took a shot on me as far as, writing with me and looking at my songs seriously. So.
Wow. So getting in the room with Carrie Underwood, I mean, were you nervous at first, or how did that actually happen? Did your publisher put that together?
I was super nervous. I actually, I'd been writing a lot with Hillary Lindsey, who obviously wrote Jesus Take the Wheel and was in most of Carrie's other hits. And Chris Oglesby set us up to write the three of us together, and it just kind of took off from there.
Wow. Do you remember what you wrote that day?
The first day we wrote a song called Last Name, which was actually Carrie's second single off that album, and then the next day we wrote So Small.
Wow. That's right, like consecutive. That's awesome. And I guess you never, that typically doesn't even happen that way, does it? Like, that's kind of like the stars all lined up and... Yeah,
it was just one of those things, like the three of us just hit it off writing together and, just boom. I treat this like a job, as far as I try to come in 5 days a week. I come in early before my co-writer gets here, and I just try to come up with musical ideas, lyrical ideas. And if I'm writing with an artist, I try to envision in my mind what I think the artist's next step should be. Like, that's what I tell myself. Everybody has different ideas of what that should be. And I just try to, just prepare to the best of my ability for that day. Some days I have all kinds of ideas. Some days I can't think of anything, but that's the great thing about Nashville is you have, so many talented people and writers that you get to work with. So yeah, I just come in here, try to prepare. The artist or co-writer will show up. We'll work on, a song for a while, hopefully get something, and then do it all over the next day.
There is plenty of information there for new songwriters to take to heart. This business takes a lot of work and dedication, but the rewards are certainly priceless. That's not all we have for you on today's show. We've got an incredible new artist coming up who gives us an inside look into his latest music video. We'll be right back with more Inside Music Row right after this.